Welcome back, Lost Ark PvPers, and in this one we're going to be casting the semi-finals for Korea's Royal Roaders tournament. Unfortunately, this one is a little bit shorter as one of the teams was disqualified from their semi-finals match before it even began. One of the team members did not pass COVID protocol for this tournament's regulations, and as a result, their team was DQ'd and had to forfeit. So the opposing team advances to the finals by default. That is the double support artillerist team that also runs a scouter blade paladin off comp. So that is one of the teams that is advancing by default. And coming up right here is going to be the other matches that will be to determine who goes to the finals and who will be playing for third place next week. So that team that was DQ'd, they still are allowed to play for third place next week, assuming that they are clear for COVID protocol once more. So without further ado, let's get into these matches. Have a good one and enjoy them. All right, here we go. We have the first match of this best of 5 series in the semifinals of Royal Roaders. And we are looking at a War Dancer Demonic Paladin going up against War Dancer Summoner Gun Lancer. Very beefy comp over on the blue team. A lot of shielding available, but very nice offensive and heal capability coming on red. Red War Dancer jumping in, getting staggered out by the Summoner right away, pushed off by the Gun Lancer. You're going to have the Demonic get knocked in the backside while blue team's War Dancer tries to get a little bit of poke onto that Paladin, who actually gets stunned by the Summoner Bear. And right there, the Demonic getting a nice grab onto that Gun Lancer into a thrust impact to get out a nice bit of chunk damage to start things off. Paladin catching a stagger there on the Summoner, who comes out with a nicely placed Paralysis Orb to catch that Paladin into a knockup by the horses, transitioning into the War Dancer Tornado, dropping that Demonic down to 50% HP here. Paladin coming out, not able to connect on its stun. Demonic bottom side, keeping an eye on that Summoner. Summoner once again getting the spacebar into the Paralysis Orb, catching this Demonic on the bottom side of the map. Rufion's coming out, but it's a little bit late. Blue team Gun Lancer coming down with the ulti, dropping down the War Dancer and Paladin below 50% HP. Everybody on red is low HP at the moment already. Demonic missing the pull there, however, does connect on the beam to stun the Summoner, but the Summoner is going to back off a little bit. Red team's Paladin coming in with the ulti right now to sustain the life of red just a little bit longer as they finally get some damage pressure out onto the War Dancer and Gun Lancer blue team, who are both now inside dangerous HP range. Right now, one of them caught inside the War Dancer Tornado. As blue team's War Dancer extremely low right now. Gun Lancer popping out the counter attack in order to avoid going down, but the Demonic still follows up with a thrust impact to finish him, and the War Dancer will fall as well for blue. And just like that, red team takes the lead in this matchup 2-0, despite having been down. Summoner Flameworm coming through and is gonna almost finish off the Paladin there, who gets off a shield just in time to tank some of that dot damage. But the Demonic, everybody on red team is extremely low at the moment. The Demonic dropping down into blue team's spawn while they poke at that Summoner, gets a nice thrust impact there off onto the Gun Lancer, and the Summoner is gonna fall for blue team, and it's 3-0 red lead, and they need to get some really nice value out of this low HP situation while they can, because they are all very close to being executed. And right there, Demonic coming in, getting a nice engage onto this Summoner, getting the stun out there, but the pet comes in and finishes him off before he can get any real damage out onto that Summoner. And like that, we are tied up 3-3, but red team does have a health advantage at the moment. War Dancer jumping in, getting a little push there with the Whisper Wind, Wind Squall, but not able to get a follow-up engage as the Paladin goes into the spin to counteract stagger. And right there, Tornado coming in on the War Dancer, but he gets knocked out of it. Demonic jumping in, does connect on the initial stun, but gets Flameworm knocked away, spacing bar, and actually getting off the Eruption in his form, and now is looking for an opportunity to flank on the top side. Avoids the Paralysis Orb. That was huge for them. Gonna pop out some AoE, spacebar down, get the rake off, and they are gonna bring down the Gun Lancer of blue team once more. Leaps in once more to get a nice bit of burst damage onto that War Dancer, who is now extremely low, and there it is, thrust impact to finish him. Summoner now getting bullied 3v1 while the rest of blue team is respawning. Summoner is gonna get their ulti off for a nice bit of damage onto that War Dancer. War Dancer avoiding the Phoenix on that Summoner, trying to get a nice pick off here. Summoner is gonna pop their shield now and get a little bit of their horse action out down onto that War Dancer. War Dancer still hanging around bottom side, looking to finish off that Summoner once more. Avoids the Paralysis Orb, but gets caught by blue team's War Dancer, but the Demonic on red is going to finish off that Summoner. They're going to go up right now, 6-3, 3-kill lead, and we're coming into the convulsion buff moment here. War Dancer comes jumping in, but gets knocked immediately by the Paladin. Paladin is going to pop off the Guardian Angel to get some nice damage. Ultimate coming out by the War Dancer here, and inversely, we have the Demonic ulti on the bottom side, looking to get a chance to transform once more, connects with the beam into the grab, knock up, and he's going to dash through to the other side and space away from blue team while the War Dancer comes in, gets caught in a paralysis orb. Flame Worm finishing him off, 6-4, 12 seconds left. Blue team looking to pick up a finishing kill series here. Demonic transformation topside. That Demonic needs to stay away right now. 4 seconds left. Needs to not fall. Tornado coming in by that War Dancer, able to peel off for the Demonic, and they're going to win this first match 6-5 and run out the time. Very exciting first match by the Demonic, by red team there against blue. Let's take a quick look at the post-game scoreboard. And taking a look at this post-game scoreboard, really great showing by that War Dancer actually on red team. Very nice high damage output. It was a very nice team-oriented performance with 2 kills across the board by all of them, but that Paladin coming through with 4 assists as well. He was a part of every single kill in this match. That's what you like to see from your supports. And you had a very good offensive performance by the Demonic and War Dancer across the board. The Gun Lancer got bullied just a little bit too much by blue team, but at the same time, the War Dancer was not able to really get too much going for himself on blue as well. The Summoner had a decent performance, but I think ideally a Summoner likes to have less than 200k damage taken in a match. So we'll see if blue team's able to make up for that and get better peel onto their Summoner to allow them a little more free reign to cast onto red team. All right, and we're going to get the second match of this best of 5 in the semifinals for Royal Roaders underway. Blue team came out with a nice win last time with the War Dancer, Demonic, Paladin, and they're going back to that again. Red team coming right back with their same team comp as well. Let's see if they can make any adjustments for this Summoner in this second match. Summoner is immediately going to throw out its 2 summons, rotate bot side, and then go towards the middle. War Dancer comes jumping in, not connecting near anyone. Does get the Wind Squall off to push away the Gun Lancer a little bit into the Tornado Kick and dropping that Gun Lancer down already right away. Gun Lancer dropping near 50% HP. We're going to see the Paladin ulti come out on top of that Gun Lancer, who's now dangerously low. Sword of Justice coming through and putting out huge damage onto that Gun Lancer, who goes for their counterattack as well, not able to get it, as well as popping his shield. This Gun Lancer already in dangerous HP range. Flame Worm coming out, getting some nice burst damage onto the War Dancer of blue team there. And blue team is looking to keep the pressure up onto red. Summoner getting the Paralysis Orb there onto the Demonic, knocking him away. This Gun Lancer needs to be very careful as he gets himself down into the mix of things here. War Dancer jumping in on him, is going to go into the Tornado and actually counterattacks him and is going to drop his ultimate as well. 31k crit onto the War Dancer, who is now low HP. Also, this Gun Lancer will finally fall, however, but blue team is up 1-0, but not without that War Dancer taking some serious damage first, and now they're trying to poke red team inside their own spawn at the moment. War Dancer comes jumping out, not able to connect, spacing down to the bottom side, and blue team's War Dancer comes jumping in, connecting on that Summoner. Grab coming through, not able to connect for an actual grab, but does get the damage of it, and there goes the Phoenix for that long range connect onto that War Dancer, and the dot is going to finish him off, tied up 1-1. Blue team still in a health advantage in this situation. War Dancer comes in, gets knocked by the Demonic into the thrust impact. Very nice burst off onto that War Dancer. Blue team's War Dancer comes in, gets the leap engage onto the Summoner, into the Tornado, and they're going to get a nice bit of damage here. There was a little bit of shielding available on that Summoner, however, to mitigate some of that damage. There goes their shield once more to provide some more protection for themselves. The Paladin is the only one who's really taking considerable damage on blue team at the moment. The Demonic is doing a great job of not taking damage, and you're going to see a double kill right now with the War Dancer and Summoner both falling on red. Blue team's going to go up 3-1 right now, and this Gun Lancer is by himself at the moment, and there comes the leap engage in by the Demonic in their transformation, and they're going to burst down this Gun Lancer below 50% very quickly, drops his Demonic transformation and goes into another engage. Spikes coming out, and they are bullying this War Dancer on the top side right now. Paladin Demonic combination. This Gun Lancer not able to do anything for him at the moment. Gun Lancer bottom side of the map looking for something, but he's just not able to get anything right now. And this War Dancer is sitting around middle looking for a chance. There's the chain pull finally connecting onto that Paladin, but it's not going to be enough to really connect with any follow-up burst. And you're going to watch as the Gun Lancer and War Dancer slowly get their HP whittled down. This Paladin, the only one who's really taking damage from blue team at the moment. Summoner looking for something, knocks away the Paladin who tries to go in for an engage. Demonic rolling around to the bottom side of the map, caught in a stagger by the Summoner. Pet coming in, getting the stun. This is a chance for the Summoner to get some damage off, but they actually have to move away and they don't get anything. The Pet comes in with the Eruption onto the War Dancer, and there's a nice double thrust impact onto the Gunlancer. Gunlancer extremely low, does get the counter off to put a little bit of a shield, but the ranged blades coming in by the Demonic to finish off that Gunlancer from far. 5-1 lead for blue right now, and as the War Dancer had also been felled moments before, Summoner also extremely low, does catch the Paladin in a stagger, and they're going to go for a burst cannon, but the Gunlancer gets knocked off instead. But they do finish off the Paladin finally on blue. 5-2 lead for blue right now, but the Summoner is still low. Blue team still able to take this into a nice guaranteed lead at the moment. Dodging the Flame Worm, the War Dancer jumps back in. They're extremely low at the moment, but the shield wears off for a very light heal, and the Demonic gets a nice finishing kill onto that Summoner right now. Both members of Red knocked down, eating a 3v1 burst situation as they both drop below 50% HP. Blue team in complete control of the situation. Demonic ulti coming out, catching that Gunlancer into the Sword of Justice, followed up by the War Dancer going in, and there's going to go down the Gunlancer once more. 7-2 lead for blue as they are just pumping out the damage here in the final seconds to guarantee their victory further. And blue is going to go up in this best of 5 series 2-0 right now. They just need one more win to finish off the enemy team in this match to advance to the finals. Let's take a quick look at the post-game scoreboard. And right there, once again, incredible performance by this War Dancer once more on blue team. Has a very strong offensive showing, and you know, War Dancer brings some really nice utility to the table with that damage reduction that they do have at their disposal, that they're able to get off relatively frequently. And the Demonic, however, doing a great job of staying out of dangerous situations and mitigating the damage they take, taking the least amount of damage in this whole match, and they actually didn't die throughout the entire match, and they picked up 3 kills while still putting out really good damage for their team on blue. And once again, the Gunlancer on red just eating so much damage but not really able to provide any protection or damage contribution for their team right now. And the Summoner was able to mitigate some damage for themselves, getting closer to that under 200k mark, but they weren't able to get out nearly as much damage this time around, and the War Dancer got bullied around as well. They need to make some serious adjustments in this next match if they expect to see a game 4 to advance or just to keep things rolling. We are back getting the third match in this semifinals best of 5 underway. Currently, the red team is up 2-0 in this matchup. And if they pull away another victory right here, they will win by default and advance to the finals next weekend. They're coming right back on the Demonic, War Dancer, Paladin. Blue team has made no adjustments to their composition. They just need to change up the way that they're playing. They haven't been able to connect too well on their performances so far. Right now, we're going to see the War Dancer moving around topside. Red team's War Dancer comes jumping in and actually goes back towards the top end, trying to catch blue team's War Dancer, who does get knocked by the red team War Dancer and Demonic a little bit. Beam coming through, catching that War Dancer once more. Red team's Paladin coming in with the ulti right away. Offensive ultimate right here. And the War Dancer does get chunked away at the moment. And you're going to watch as blue team gets chunked once more on that Gunlancer. Grab coming through by the Demonic, not connecting though for any follow-up damage. War Dancer jumps in, freezes that Paladin as he was getting knocked down. Nice Flame Worm coming through to take a chunk out of that Paladin, but the shielding does go off to get a little bit of protection out on any of that follow-up burn damage. Demonic, the only one who's taken really considerable damage on red team at the moment, but blue is all close to 50% HP. Gunlancer pushing through, getting caught in the blades into a follow-up engagement by the Demonic. Blue team's War Dancer does manage to jump in and connect on this Paladin, but not able to get him in the tornado as red team's War Dancer gets a nice ultimate off onto the blue team Gunlancer, dropping him down to low HP. Flame Worm comes through to get some chunk damage out on that red team Paladin, stunned by the pet right there, and the Summoner is knocked at the moment, or knocks the Demonic at the moment. Demonic stands up and immediately dashes in onto the Gunlancer and spacebars behind him and gets a nice thrust impact off. Misses his grab though onto the Summoner, and the Summoner does manage to connect the Paralysis Orb in exchange. Misses the Flame Worm, however, for an opportunity to put out some big damage onto that Demonic. But the Gunlancer does manage to connect a chain pull onto the Paladin, get a little bash off, and you have 2 members on red and blue, both low. Blue team's War Dancer is going to be the first one to fall here, giving red the first lead of the match, 1-0. right now, and the Summoner is going to fall right behind him. 2-0 lead for red, and you are going to have the Gunlancer extremely low, and they are going to get womboed down as well by red team 3-0 lead for red, and they have a health advantage now, even if blue team does pick up a 3-kill sweep onto them. Red team falling back, regrouping at the moment as all of blue has reconvened after respawning. Nice double range stagger caught by the summoner there into a follow-up leap by the War Dancer. Gonna get some nice damage out onto red team, finishing and picking up 1 kill on that paladin there, while also whittling down the War Dancer, eating some nice chunk burst damage there by the summoner, and the War Dancer is gonna fall as well. Demonic by himself, bottom side, caught on the back end of blue team. Does manage to get a nice engage thrust impact off onto the summoner to chunk them just a little bit, but this Demonic has pretty much no HP remaining, and it will just take only a little bit to take him down. He's going to immediately go to the bottom side, look for a chance to flank, but the summoner is there. Does manage to catch him in the blades, but the pet is going to lock on and finish him off instead. But the War Dancer on blue team has taken some damage. We're coming up on the 1 minute mark in the match remaining. Summoner missing the paralysis orb there. That was a huge paralysis orb that they missed. They do manage to get the range stagger off, and the red team War Dancer does connect for the tornado, getting knocked by the summoner Phoenix in exchange, however, and it is going to take away a little bit of his health. Actually, no, the nice paladin shield comes out to eat some of that damage, but red team War Dancer caught in an engage right there and does get dropped down to around 50% HP. Demonic looking to catch that summoner, but before he can follow up, the blue team War Dancer does connect with a nice tornado to peel him off. Blue team War Dancer coming in with the ulti as well. Everybody on red now down below 50% HP as we're getting close to that convulsive buff timer. Blue team Gunlancer ulti coming in, dropping down that paladin. Blue team taking their first lead in the series, 4-3 right now. This is the first time they've led in a match so far, and they are currently up 4-3, but convulsive buff is active, and they do have a member at low HP right there. Coming in, they do manage to catch the War Dancer, however, in a gank with the Paralysis Orb, and they are going to go up 2 kills right now, 5-3. Demonic ulti does come out, not able to finish anyone off, though. There it is, Thrust Impact to take down that Summoner. They need 1 more kill to tie this up and send it into overtime. The War Dancer is going to get caught by the Demonic Transformation, who jumps back in and is looking to finish off this Gun Lancer as well before time runs out. Ulti coming out by the Summoner into the Flame Worm. Huge damage comes out on that Demonic. He immediately spaces away, though. This is going to force the match into an overtime because they're not able to finish off the Gun Lancer, who drops back into their spawn. Paladin creating a nice little AoE zoning inside their spawn, keeping that Gun Lancer locked into the flames, making him take that burn damage, however little it may be. War Dancer tries to come jumping in, gets knocked by the Gun Lancer into their own spawn. Flame Worm comes out, dropping that War Dancer down low. Fortunately, there's a little bit of shielding that comes through. Demonic eating huge damage right now. Manages to get a Sword of Justice off onto that Gun Lancer, though, to execute him from that Paladin, and the Flame Ward's going to come out, not able to connect. War Dancer spacing back. Is very close match right now. This Demonic needs to not die. 2 seconds remaining. If they hold out, they will win this series, and they are going to win, and they are going to take this semifinals match in a 3-0 sweep fashion to advance to the finals. What a finish by red team. Blue team had an opportunity there to take a win away from this red team, but they were not able to close it out. Unfortunately, great zoning by that Paladin on red to keep the Gun Lancer held into their spawn, forcing them to take the damage by the flames and just, only give them one way out. Great finish there by red team. Let's take a quick look at the post-game stats in this match. And we are going to see the War Dancer on red, actually this time, not a very great match for them, and potentially almost cost it for them, as he took a lot of damage, took the most damage in the match while not being able to contribute as much offensively. But the Demonic made up for it, coming in with 4 kills and 450k damage dealt while only taking 284k. But the Gun Lancer on blue team had a much better showing this time around, did a much better job peeling as well as getting some nice key damage moments out. Summoner was able to deal considerable damage for blue team, but they did take a nice amount of damage also. But the Demonic just had a really great showing with many low HP situations, allowing them to pick up a lot of damage. But it was still a very close match down to the very end, went into overtime. Blue team almost pulled away a win in this matchup, but they ended up falling 0-3 to red. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up. As we said, one of the teams was disqualified, so their match series just doesn't even get played. We will be back this Friday at 9 p.m. PST, 12 a.m. EST for the finals, as well as the 3rd place match showing for Royal Roaders. The 3rd place match will be a best of 5, while the finals will be a best of 7. So, looking forward to it. If you guys want to catch us live, twitch.tv/Zav. You can catch us there. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.